Well, good afternoon. While people are joining, and welcome, if you've got any questions, if you have anything you need to ask me, please ask. You can ask it in the chat box. If you can hear me and you can see me okay, that would be good to know. Well, hi Shirley. It's 10 a.m. there. Well, it's hope you're having a good day there. I hope it's better than it is here in Hornsey. It's pretty wet here. But thanks for joining me. Hi Amanda. It's my pleasure to do this in conjunction with the College of Medicine and Integrated Health. And it's good to be back. Thanks Andreas. Good to know that you can see me, hear me. Hi Elaine. From London. I don't know what it's like there, but it's pretty wet here. I imagine it's the same there. Yeah, Lisa, happy Friday to you as well. Oh, great. Yeah, thanks, Amanda. It's good to be back. I'm glad the sun's just come out for you where you are. We'll give it till another couple of minutes for everyone can join. But I appreciate you joining me again. And I hope that you've all been well and keeping well. If someone had said to us all back in February that by September, everyone's going to be walking around with masks on, we would just laughed at them. And now it's kind of acceptable to walk down the street and everyone wearing masks, on transport, everyone wearing masks. Well, let's hope there comes a time when we'll get back to some kind of normality. Whether people will ever get back to feeling free enough to not wear masks, that'll be another thing. Thanks, Sharon. It's good to be back. And a month or so has gone pretty quickly. I don't know how it's been for you, but it's gone pretty quickly for me. But it is good to be back. And thanks again for joining me and taking the time out. Well, it's 4 o'clock, so let me first say thank you for joining me and welcome to this hour of hypnotherapy and self-hypnosis, which I'm going to be talking about today. And I hope those who were with me before have had a good kind of month and that you've been keeping safe. Hope you've enjoyed a bit more freedom and managing to keep safe in doing that. As I was saying a moment ago, I'd like to think that we eventually get out of this situation we're in. But it has caused a lot of anxiety amongst people, worrying about their future. So many people have lost jobs, so many people are struggling to with their finances, and also worried about our health as well. So I'd like to think that today I'm going to show you how to go into a state of mind where you can alleviate the irrational fears and anxieties. When I work with people who come to see me with phobias or panic attacks or any kind of irrational fear, I always make sure that they retain a natural concern. We need a natural concern at the moment because of this bug that's around, and we don't know where it is or how we can get it or how to avoid it. We have better understanding of how to avoid it. But what we don't need is the irrational fear and anxiety and stress that a lot of us are feeling because of this COVID-19 situation. And I'm going to show you how, not just for this, but for every other aspect of your life. If you're anxious, if you're stressed out, if you're aware that you have an irrational fear, then I'm going to show you how to take yourself back into trance, back into hypnosis, so that you can help yourself out of that fear. That's my intention today. And not only for anxiety and stress, but you can also use self-hypnosis to achieve something in your life. You can improve a skill you already have, or you can focus on a goal that you have, and then tap into all of your inner abilities and strengths to help yourself achieve it. So that's going to be my goal today, to teach you how to access all of the unconscious ability that you have as a human being. So firstly, I'm going to just talk for a while about what I believe hypnosis is. And if you could ask 1,000 hypnotherapists or hypnotists what I think hypnosis is, and you probably get 1,000 different answers. But I can only speak from where I am and the way I've used hypnosis over the last kind of 25, 27 years, and how my belief about hypnosis has changed, what it is and why hypnosis can help us. I used to believe that people would come and see me with a problem, and then they would tell me about the problem, and together we'd come up with some kind of strategy for overcoming that problem. I would hypnotize them, then I would feed back the things that they want. So they want to be less afraid, or they want to be free of a smoking habit or a drug problem, or free of a fear, or free of pain. And then I would feed back what they want. If you like, the old kind of authoritarian way of working with hypnosis. I now believe, and this may be a strange way of thinking, but I believe that we're already walking around in trance, albeit negative, limiting trance states. I can't quit smoking trance, or I can't lose weight trance, or I can't get on an aeroplane because I'm afraid trance. Things that we believe we're kind of stuck with, but I know that within an hour or so with hypnosis, you can overcome those problems. And I know that, let's take smoking for an instant. I've personally seen over 20,000 people help them quit smoking. And I've seen probably the majority, over 20,000 of those people, I've seen once. And we have an hour or so together. I explain what I believe smoking's about, the 3 beliefs that hold people to smoking. And the 3 beliefs are fairly simple. First belief is I can't quit, which most people are walking around with that belief. One of the most common beliefs is I'm addicted to nicotine. And the third belief is that cigarettes are doing something for me. They help me relax. They keep me from putting on weight. Now, in that hour that I have with people, at some point, I'm going to undermine all of those beliefs. So I know some of you watching this will be medical people, and you may still have the belief that nicotine is an addictive substance, and that is what keeps people held to smoking. And people who believe that, who do smoke, believe they're going to suffer, and that's part of the reason they continue to smoke. The majority of people think they're going to put on weight or they're going to suffer. They're just going to hang on to their habit. But by undermining those beliefs, so I know that hypnosis is a very powerful tool, and we can deal with things very rapidly. But in the past, as I said, I used to think that people would come in, I would then hypnotize them and help them do what they want to do. I now see it completely differently. I believe that throughout our life, and I'm going to explain how we can be influenced and how hypnosis works, but I believe that throughout our life, we are being given suggestions in an altered state. And in that altered state, the suggestion bites, if you like. We accept it as true. Let me explain this if I can, the best way I can. As a child, the part of our being which is known as the critical faculty has not developed. And I like to think of this as kind of a tight-knit mesh that goes over our brain, if you like. And it's not formed as a child. So as a child, we believe anything we're told. We're told that Father Christmas is an actual person. We believe that. We're told about the tooth fairy. We believe there's a tooth fairy. We're told fairy stories, and we believe they're actually true. Up until the age of maybe 16, 17, that filter that as an adult, protects us against flattery and sales and lies and untruths is not formed. At the age of 16 or 17, by then it's probably formed. And then we can pretty much tell what's a lie, what's truth, what is flattery, and when someone's trying to sell us something. That protects us against suggestions and against influence, if you like. We have a chance to kind of mentally think it through and come up with whether this is true or whether this is detrimental to us. Now that filter works for us. If we become emotional, and this is just my theory, it's a Freddy theory as I like to call it. When we're emotional, the filter is open. It might open for a few seconds, but it opens. And at that point, we are open to suggestion. And if you look at any kind of advertising, any good advertising or marketing, there will be an emotional element created. Because whether they understand this as hypnosis or not, that is what's going on. The moment a spike of emotion occurs, then we're open to a suggestion. Now, that understanding for me has changed the way I work completely. I understand that if I can create an emotion within you, I can give you a suggestion that's going to bypass that critical part of our brain, the filter that stops us from doing things that we don't want to do, if you look at it that way. Obviously, because I'm a hypnotherapist and I see clients and I want the best for them, every suggestion I'm going to give my client is going to be a positive suggestion for the outcome, for what they want. But we are also, as human beings, open to suggestions that aren't good for us. If you think, and you can all experience this for yourself if you like. Obviously I can't see you, but I want you to experience this and just see what your experience is. I want you all to do this for me. I want you to just put your right arm out in front of you about shoulder height. Put your arm out in front of you about shoulder height. And I want you to look at me in the camera. And I now want you to think about the people you love, whether that's your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your friend, your partner. But just think about those people now and feel that love right now. And as you see those faces, as you feel that love, I want you to notice the arms hanging all by itself. Imagine now there is nothing you can do about that. And when you realize there's nothing you can do about it, you can try and get that arm down and find you cannot. I do not want you to pretend. I want you to push as hard as you can, find it goes even higher. Feel that force pulling it up. And as you feel that force around that wrist, pulling that hand up, are you hypnotized? Are you in a trance? Why can't I get the arm down? Is that even your arm? Push even harder, find it goes even higher now. Now I'm going to click my fingers and your arm will drift down. Your eyes will close for a split second, and when they open, you're going to feel incredible. Get ready. As that arm drifts down, your eyes close. When they open, you're going to feel incredible. But were you hypnotized? Those of you who had that experience then, when you felt your arm was unable to move your arm down, were you hypnotized? Where was there any eyes closed? Where was there any relaxation involved? If you ask someone on the street what hypnosis is, they're going to probably say it's something to do with relaxation or sleep. Now, those of you who just had that experience there, where you felt your arm was stuck, even though your eyes weren't closed and you definitely weren't relaxed. So my understanding of how hypnosis works now is completely different. We can influence people in conversation if we look for when they're in an emotional state, where they laugh. If I can make you laugh, I can probably influence you. If I make you smile, I can probably influence you. If someone makes you sad or upset or makes you cry, they can influence you. And this explains why some people have really bad or limiting beliefs about themselves, or low self-esteem. Let's imagine that you're a woman and you're having a really good day with your kids and you're happy. And then your partner comes in and they've had a frustrating day at work and they say something horrible to you, which makes you feel bad, which spikes an emotion. And then they tell that person that they're rubbish, they're a terrible mum or whatever. Now, they won't be thinking, I'm going to hypnotize this woman and make her feel bad about herself. But there's no difference in that situation to me saying to you, put your arm out and think about the people you love. The moment I spike that emotion, I'll give you a suggestion. Now, in a situation where that happens at home, if it happens enough times, that woman is going to start to believe that she is useless and she isn't a good mother. I hope you can start to see how we become influenced throughout our life and how these things then become a suggestion that's now turns into a belief about ourselves. But none of them are more than suggestions. Most of the negative thoughts or beliefs we have about ourselves, when it comes down to it, are no more than someone else's opinion. Someone at some point in your life has created an emotion within you and then given you a suggestion that you're not any good at something. Let's imagine that you're a child at school and you're struggling with your spelling. And let's imagine that the teacher doesn't understand the power of emotion and influence. And they say to that child, they make the child feel bad because they've misspelled a word, and then maybe suggest that they're a hopeless speller or they're not very bright. That is no different than me asking you to put your arm out in front of you. I hope you're getting an understanding of this and see how throughout our life we are influenced and how suggestions can be given to us in an emotional state that we just accept because it bypasses that filter that we develop as we grow older. Now, this understanding that if I can create an emotion within you, I can give you a suggestion. We can use that in a very positive way for ourselves. I want you all that are looking and watching this to do this now or after we finish today. I want you to write down some kind of goals for your life, a spiritual goal, an emotional goal, a financial goal, physical goal, maybe an emotional goal. 4 or 5 things that you'd like to be able to achieve or you want to feel differently about. And then I want you to recognize that as you're going through your day, whenever someone spikes an emotion, let's say you're in a shop and the assistant or attendant makes you frustrated over something through bad service. When you feel that frustration, be ready with that self-suggestion, your physical goal or an emotional goal or a career goal, because that suggestion, that self-suggestion is going to go in and it's going to be accepted by your unconscious mind as a command, and then you'll find yourself working towards it. So we should understand that we have opportunities every day. If someone makes you smile, give yourself a positive suggestion. Someone makes you upset, give yourself a positive suggestion. We can utilize this understanding to achieve the things we want to achieve in our life. And I'm going to show you how to get into hypnosis by yourself. So you can take yourself into hypnosis wherever you are, wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, and then utilize your unconscious mind to help you achieve all the things you want to achieve in your life. Once you drop those limitations, and once you drop the most common fear, which is the fear of failure, then there are very few limitations for you. Your physical goals, your career goals, once you tap into the power of your unconscious mind. Under normal circumstances, as human beings, we may get access to 2 or 3% of our actual strengths and abilities. And at some level, we know this. When you're in hypnosis, you get access to 100% of your inner strengths, abilities, and skills. Top achievers, top business people, sports people, musicians, they get access to maybe 4 or 5% of their abilities. That compared to the average person's 2 or 3% enables them to be the best on the planet at what they do. But as I just said to you, when you're in hypnosis, you have access to 100% of your inner strengths and abilities. There are very little or very few things we cannot achieve. And then the question becomes, how bad do I want this? How bad do you want to achieve your physical goals? How bad do you want to achieve your career goals? Because then the limitations are gone. And I'm also going to show you how to eliminate the biggest fear for most people, which is the fear of failure. Just in the last 2 days, I've had 2 clients who have business goals and they're not starting. They're just not doing it yet. And when I dug into that, both of those characters, the reasons for not starting was because of the fear of failure. We can have great goals, we can have financial goals, and we can say, I can achieve it. And we can continue to believe that. The moment we actually take action, we can be proved wrong. So the majority of people never take action because they don't want to fail at something. My favorite quote, and it's a Shakespearean quote, it's not my quote, I wish it was. And I'm going to say it to you. If you've got pen and paper, write it down because this is really important for all of us. And it's Shakespeare. So you're talking about someone 500 years ago, but a genius nonetheless. And he said this, our doubts are traitors and they make us lose that which we oft should win by fearing to attempt. Our doubts are traitors. How many things could you have achieved in your life if you hadn't had that fear? If you just thought, I'm just going to do it and do it fearlessly. The majority of us never achieve what we actually can achieve because of that fear. When people say, what's the most common phobia, Freddy? Is it needles? Is it snakes? Is it spiders? It's none of those things. The most common phobia is the fear of failure. But today, we're going to eliminate all of your irrational fears, every irrational fear, every irrational anxiety, or any stress you may have. So you're open to achieve the things you want to achieve. I'm also going to show you how to return to a neutral emotional state. When I first broached the idea that it's possible to eliminate or switch off a negative emotion, anger, hate, jealousy, any detrimental emotion we're feeling, to switch it off, or to even ramp up a positive emotion, joy, happiness, love, people said, well, if you can actually do that, doesn't that make us less human? Does it make us more like a machine? I honestly believe that having control over your emotions makes you a more advanced human being. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that having control over our emotions and being able to teach people how to do that is the next step in our evolution as human beings. I'm going to say that. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I'm going to say it because I actually believe that. It makes us a more advanced human being. Most of the negative emotions that we feel, anger, jealousy, hatred, all of those things, once we recognize that they're indulgent, those emotions are indulgent. We indulge ourselves. I have a right to be angry. I have a right to be jealous. I have a right to be, I have a right to hate this person. We claim it as a right. The truth of the matter is, as long as we're feeling those emotions, then the person that's creating those emotions within us has power over us. The moment we negate those emotions, they are powerless. But to get back to neutral, and that's kind of no emotion. It's not feeling higher or lower than neutral. But in neutral, we can think straightly, or think straight, not straightly, but think straight. When I used to coach boxing years ago, I used to say to my boxers, the worst thing that can happen when you're in the boxing ring is that you get angry or you lose your temper. And the other person, if they are any good at what they do, are going to try and make you angry, going to try and make you lose your temper. Because when you're angry, you are not functioning properly. And so being able to get back to neutral is a great thing to be able to do. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So if you realize that the emotion you're experiencing is detrimental to you, or it's detrimental to the people around you, to be able to go back to neutral, to accept that this is indulgent, and just say, I don't need to feel it, and go back to neutral, it's going to be an incredible thing for you. And I want to teach you how to do that today. And so, as I was saying to you a moment ago, for me, emotion is everything. Once we understand that when we're experiencing a spike of emotion, negative or positive, the filter that keeps out, that can protect us against suggestion, sales and flattery is not there. For a moment, it opens up. It's not there, doesn't open up for long, but it's open to suggestion. So we can utilize this for ourselves. We can utilize this for the people around us. We don't have to be hypnotherapists to do this. If you see your partner in a happy state, tell them they're loved, tell them they're appreciated. If you see your child excited, tell them how brilliant they are, or tell them they can achieve anything. Once we recognize that this is an opportunity, any spike of emotion is an opportunity to give a suggestion, then we can do this in conversation. We can enhance the people's lives around us, and we can enhance our own life. For me, hypnosis is no longer complex. We don't need long, progressive inductions. The clients that come to see me, in general, kind of expect that that's going to happen. So as part of the session, at some point, I will do some kind of progressive induction. But the truth of the matter is, we don't need it when you understand the concept of utilizing emotion to give a suggestion. I'm writing a book at the moment about this. I want everyone on this planet to understand that we don't have to live with fear and anxiety, irrational fear and anxiety. We don't have to live with the habitual behaviors that we have. We don't have to live with negative emotion. We do have much more control than we think we do. And I honestly believe it does not make us less human to have control over our emotions. It makes us a more advanced human being. So what I'm going to do in a moment, you can go on 4-day courses and week courses on self-hypnosis, and go on hypnosis workshops, self-hypnosis workshops. One of the people I know, he's done a doctorate in self-hypnosis. But I'm going to show you today how to go into hypnosis by yourself in this next half an hour, 3/4 an hour we have together. And the way I'm going to do it is this, because I'm a hypnotist. I am going to hypnotize you, and I'm going to give you a post-hypnotic suggestion with a word that anywhere you want to, you can repeat that word and take yourself back into self-hypnosis. I'm going to teach you the rules of self-hypnosis, and they're very, very simple. When you do this for yourself at home or at work or wherever you are, the rules are this. You state what you want in the positive. So I want to be fit and well as opposed to I don't want to be ill. I want to succeed as opposed to I don't want to fail. I want to be happy as opposed to I don't want to be unhappy. Do you understand? That's the rule. You state what you want in the positive and you give yourself a time. 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is you've got. And then I'm going to show you how to do this. So those are the 2 rules. I'll repeat them before we finish today, but they're simple rules. You state what you want in the positive and give yourself a time. And the reason we state what we want in the positive, and this is another great understanding for us all, is that negatives only exist in language. They do not exist in any other form. In the universe, things exist. Only in language do things not exist. It only makes sense for me to say there's not a cat sitting on your lap. That only makes sense in language. And of course, unless there is a cat sitting on your lap, then you're going to think I'm a real prophet. But for me to say there is not something sitting on your lap only makes sense in language. It doesn't make sense in any other form. Now, your unconscious mind, which you're going to get a major insight into in a moment, is a super powerful tool. And another Freddy theory is this. I believe it exists for 2 reasons. It exists for your protection and for your pleasure. So it wants you to be happy and it wants you to be well. Your unconscious mind is always working for you to thrive. That's it. It wants you to be well. It wants you to be happy. But it's ancient, and it's pretty much the same as it was 4 million years ago. Now, the higher part of our brain, the neocortex, the frontal lobe, that's only developed in human beings in the last 150 to 200,000 years, which in the whole 85 million years of our evolution is a very small period of time. But that is the part of our brain that has the Broca's area, the part that can speak, that can understand language, can communicate with words. Now, because negatives only exist in language, and because your unconscious mind was around before language existed, it cannot process a negative. So if I say to you, don't think about the person you love most, now what happens? You see their face, you see their smile. Now that works brilliantly in sales. If I'm selling you a car and I know the criteria for you buying that car is that it has to be economical. If I say to you, this car's economical, you can believe me or believe me not, because as an adult, we build up a defense against flattery in sales. But if I was to say to you, look, don't think about the 50 miles to the gallon you're going to get from this car. Have a look at the quality of these seats. You have no defense against that. You have to think about the money you're going to save. Now, it works brilliantly in sales. Where it works against us is when we say, I don't want to put on weight, or I don't want to smoke anymore, or I don't want to be unhappy, or I don't want to be afraid. Because the moment you say, I don't want to be, you have to picture yourself doing it. Now, your unconscious mind has no logic. It will get for you everything you focus on. And if all you're focused on is what you don't want, unfortunately, that is what you're going to get. Now, I want you to take this on board, because you're going to hear yourself saying it over the next few days. Oh, I don't want to feel like this. Oh, I don't want that to happen. The moment you catch yourself saying it, immediately change it to the positive. You know, I want to feel better. I want to be happy. State it in the positive, and your unconscious mind goes, that's what she wants, or that's what he wants. That's what they'll get. It's a really important understanding. And when we're speaking to our children as well, it's instinctive to say, don't be naughty. You know, don't touch that. Don't fall over. We say it. And then you think the defiant little sod, they've just done it. We must state what we want for our kids, because that don't part, the negative part of that sentence does not go in, does not register. So instead of saying, you know, don't play out in the street, say stay in the garden. But we have to understand this, because it's so important, our language and our self-speak. What we say to ourselves, we must say what we want as opposed to what we don't want. And then we'll find ourselves getting it. Okay, so if you're ready to go into hypnosis, if you're ready to experience hypnosis and ready for me to give you that post-hypnotic suggestion so you can go back into hypnosis at will with a word, then I want you to do this. I want you to just get comfortable. So make sure you're safe. So you're not perched on the end of the table, or, you know, with a hot cup of coffee in your lap or something. Make sure you're comfortable and you're safe. Now, whatever happens next, no matter how relaxed you get, whatever you're sitting on, the chair, the bed, the settee, it will support you, okay? So I want you to do this. If you're ready to go into hypnosis, place your feet and your arms separately. In other words, don't have them crossed. And when you're ready to go into hypnosis, you're ready to experience this, and I want you to enjoy every moment. And by the way, you can listen to me if you want, but I don't mean this rudely. I am not interested in your conscious mind. Your unconscious mind will hear everything I've got to say. It will take from it what is needed for you to enable yourself to use hypnosis for yourself, okay? So I want you to do this. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, just allow your eyes to close. Allow your eyes to close as you breathe out as well. Allow your eyes to close now. That's right. And just for a moment, focus on those tiny muscles around your eyes. And imagine you're having your temples massaged. And imagine those eyes are relaxing so completely they just won't work. Imagine that's happening as you're listening to my voice. Every word I say relaxes your eyes more and more. That's right. Once again, think about the people you love, people that love you. Let that feeling relax you even more. And as you feel that love, those eyes are relaxing so completely they just won't work. And imagine that's happened now. And imagine your eyes are so relaxed they just won't work, and there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize your eyes are so relaxed they just won't work, you can test them, find it completely locked, just for a while. Now, nothing bothers you, nothing affects you, nothing disturbs you. Just for a while, nobody wants anything, no one expects anything. There is nothing for you to do but to relax and listen to my voice. And let that feeling of relaxation go right down through your body now. Imagine that feeling of relaxation just flooding down through your body, every muscle, nerve and fiber, like you've had a bliss anesthesia. Every muscle, nerve and fiber relaxed, like a handful of rubber bands just thrown on that chair, loose and relaxed. Because with your eyes closed, you can begin to relax. Although at times you may be more aware of some things than you were before. The sound of my voice, the comfort of the chair, the sounds in the room, certain sensations, the beating of your heart, and the thoughts and images that drift into the mind automatically. Once again, see those faces, feel that love right now. See those smiles, feel that love like a burning hot sun in the summer sky. Let it remind you just how loved you are. Your real worth, your real value, and just how loved you are. Feel that love now like a burning hot sun in the summer sky. And shrink it down to a white hot ball of light as big as a golf ball. And pull that into the very core of your being, into the very center of your being. And feel that love and that light flooding through your body into every cell, every molecule, lighting you up, lifting you up, taking you to a world of total bliss. That's right. Every limitation, every negative limiting belief being swept from your mind and your body. Because with the eyes closed, it becomes easier to become more and more aware of a variety of things otherwise may go overlooked or ignored. Thoughts, feelings, and sensations, the love you may have overlooked before. As the mind begins that gradual letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to be aware of exactly where the arms are positioned, or the hands or fingers. Even the effort it takes to be aware of which leg seems to relax more quickly or completely than the other may seem to be too much effort to bother making. But it takes time to experience that letting go, your own time in your own way, as you continue to learn even more than before about your abilities, your capacities to learn as you relax. And the mind begins to drift down toward a place of peaceful, calm, inner awareness, a place of quietness. A place of peaceful, calm, inner awareness. A place that almost seems to give off signals that directs awareness down toward it, into it. More and more comfortably, more and more effortlessly, more and more completely and deeply than before. Where even the effort it takes to be aware of the sound of my voice or the meaning of my words may almost seem to be too much effort to bother making. It's so much easier simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Allowing events to occur in your own time, in your own way. A drifting down. Deeper, deeper, deeper down. Imagine you're just dropping down through space and time. Down toward a place of total bliss. Just for a while. Nobody wants anything. No one expects anything. There's nothing for you to do but to enjoy that feeling. And the deeper you go, the better you will feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you'll go, 10, 20, 100 times deeper. And as you drift into that wonderful space, my voice, my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Every word I say just doubles that wonderful feeling. That's right, deeper, deeper down. And everything I say now becomes your reality. Every suggestion I give you, you'll act upon, carry out, at a molecular, cellular, neuron level, is now your reality. Because you have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind, the back of the mind, can continue to hear, to understand and respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. That wonderful free floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own ways. You drift as a mind, and that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Just for a moment, think of something you'd love to achieve or a way you'd love to feel. Think of that now. Now see yourself out there an hour from now, a week from now, a year from now, having achieved that goal. And I want you to notice the way you move and the way you breathe. Go and step into that body. Feel what it feels like to achieve that goal. That feeling of achievement, that feeling of freedom, liberation. And look back to now and notice the things you did along the way that led to that feeling. And the unconscious mind can allow those changes to occur while the conscious mind drifts off someplace else entirely now. That's right, in your own time, in your own way. Aware of events that occur along the way as the unconscious mind utilizes that opportunity to alter your awareness and to continue that learning in whatever way is the right way for you. Learning that feeling of letting go, allowing the unconscious to assume more and more responsibility for guiding, directing awareness as you continue to learn even more than before about your abilities, your capacities to learn as you relax. As you relax and enter into the trance, more and more comfortably, more and more effortlessly, more and more completely and deeply than before. And I can wonder whether you're aware that you've drifted deeply into hypnosis. Because the deeper you go, the better you feel. And as you drift into that space, my voice will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Every word I say doubles that feeling of relaxation and bliss. Everything I say now becomes your reality. Every suggestion I give you, you will act upon and carry out without hesitation is now your reality. And so as you drift deeply into that space, even deeper than before, you can use your unconscious mind as a resource you can learn from and really have an experience, one that's satisfactory to you. So I'd like your unconscious mind to allow you that experience now. The most profound, wonderful state of hypnosis. Nothing else matters just for a while, except for you and the sound of my voice. And as you drift into that space now, from today, whenever you want to return to this deep, profound state of hypnosis, wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, from today, you just find a safe place. You repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And on the 4th time of hearing the word relax, you will instantly go back into this profound, deep state of hypnosis you're in now. where you have access to all your inner strengths, all your inner abilities, all your capabilities. From today, wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, whenever you want to utilize the power of your mind, when you want access to all your inner strengths and abilities, you repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And on the 4th time hearing it, you will instantly go back into this deep state of hypnosis. So as I say that word now, notice that every time you hear the word, your body relaxes even more. Just when you think you cannot relax anymore, you cannot feel any better, you're going to go even deeper. Relax. Going deeper, deeper down now. Relax. Just dropping into that space. Relax. Relax. And now you're in that state of profound hypnosis. From today, whenever you want to return to this feeling you're in now, when you want to go back to this space where you have access to all your inner powers, you just repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind, and wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, you'll instantly go back to this wonderful state of hypnosis you're in now. So as you drift in that space, I want you once again to think of something you'd love to achieve, or a way you'd love to feel, or something you'd love to be free of. Maybe a behavior that no longer suits you. Think of it now. And just in your own mind, I want you to ask your unconscious mind to make that happen for you. That's right. Think of something you'd love to achieve, where you'd love to feel. Let go of every limiting belief or negative thought and ask your unconscious mind to allow you to do that. Or something you'd love to be free of, maybe a habitual behavior or an irrational fear or anxiety. And ask your unconscious mind to make that happen. I'd like your unconscious mind to allow me to speak directly, communicate directly with every cell, every fiber, every molecule of your body and your mind. And I'd like to ask those cells to reconnect the communication that will allow any healing to occur within you, whether that's physical, psychological, and allow that to happen now. And you may become aware of certain sensations as those changes take place. I'd like your unconscious mind to allow you the freedom from any irrational fear or anxiety about failing, so that you can attempt the things that you really want to achieve in your life. And I want it to do that now. That's right, deeper, deeper down into that feeling. And it may be interesting to know that in that relaxed, drifting state of mind, where those thoughts drift by like dreams, and some enter the mind, and some drift through the mind, and some are left behind to be used later on, and others are remembered, or seem to be remembered at first, but then become more and more distant, forgotten over time. And this entire experience may seem so far away, like a dream you had. As you go deeper, deeper down, once again, think about the people you love, the people that love you. See those faces, feel that love, and let that remind you of your real worth, your real value, and just how loved you are. And as you feel that love, every limiting belief that you or anyone else ever placed on you, that's ever held you back, drops away, replaced by that new understanding. Feel that love and that light flooding your body and your mind, lifting you up, lighting you up, and feel it flooding your body and your mind. I'd like your unconscious mind to retain that feeling for you, so you can take that feeling into everything you do. And so as you drift into that space now, that feeling of freedom, liberation, I want you to enjoy every moment. And go over with your unconscious often as you need to know that you're free of every limitation. From today, wherever it's safe and appropriate to do so, whenever you want to use the power of your mind and access all of your inner strengths, all of your inner abilities, you just repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And on the 4th time here, you're going to go back into this wonderful state. So it's your privilege. Use this experience. Think about the things you can do, the strengths, the understandings, the abilities, the skills, the love you may have overlooked before, that will allow you a clear view of the possibilities of a new way of living, a new way of being. Take that time now, a brief time, it seems to be a long time. Review, plan at some level of awareness the things you're going to do later on, the things you're going to change later on, as you continue to use more and more of you. Take that time now. That's right. Go with your unconscious often as you need to know you have access to your unconscious mind now. And only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Because in a moment, I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, you'll act upon, carry out without hesitation, is now your reality. On 8, your eyes are open. You're going to feel incredible. Like you've had a ton weight lifted. Every anxiety has gone from your body. Every ounce of stress has gone from your mind. You'll feel like you've had the blinkers removed. You'll see things differently. You'll experience life differently. And on 10, that feeling of freedom and liberation is going to grow stronger throughout the day. As you set about your life, free of every limiting belief, free of every ounce of anxiety and stress, free to be. So get ready as I count to 10. On 8, your eyes will open. You will feel incredible. And on 10, that feeling of freedom, liberation, empowerment is going to grow stronger day by day. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful now. 2, to achieve the things you want to achieve in your life and do it fearlessly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every ounce of anxiety and stress. 4, feel a force of that love and energy flooding your body and your mind, lighting you up, lifting you up. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. So give yourself time to reorientate back into the room and feel great. Look, I hope you enjoyed the experience. Now from today, and I want you to try this today, find the time today, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Find a safe place where you can sit quietly. You don't have to do this on your own, but it's probably better on your own, where you can sit quietly and comfortably. And just from today, whenever you want to go back into hypnosis, you just repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. If it helps, you can think about our time together. But repeat the word relax 4 times in your mind. And on the 4th time of hearing it, you'll instantly go back into that deep state of hypnosis. Remember the rules. You will remember the rules. You state what you want in a positive and give yourself a time. So I've got 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, wherever it might be. If you want to use this to sleep well, then when you get into bed and you want to go into that deep sleep, you say, I want to go into a deep sleep to awaken at. And then you state the time you want to wake up. And then you just repeat the word relax in your mind and ask your unconscious mind to allow you to go into that deep, refreshing, regenerating sleep. And you'll find yourself waking up at the time that you've set. So you give yourself a time. If you need to come out of it rapidly, the doorbell rings or the phone rings, and you want to come back out of hypnosis, then you just count from 1 to 5. And on 5, your eyes will open and you'll get on with your day. But whatever you suggest to yourself when you're in hypnosis, you will find yourself working towards. So be careful what you wish for, because you will find yourself working towards it, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed today. I'm really grateful you came and spent the time with me. There are a few things going on. If you don't already know about it, I've got an app out at the moment. It's called the Painkiller app. It's based on my arrow technique. You can download the app to your iPhone, your Android phone. You can get it on Google and you can get it on Apple Store and Google Play. You can download the app. It's free to download. And if you know anyone in pain, then share it with them. And if you're in any kind of discomfort yourself, use the app. It's my kind of development, if you like, my idea. So I really want, my goal while I'm on this planet, and once I've left the planet as well, is that people are using that app to help themselves out of pain. So there's a few things going on. So there's the painkiller app, as you can see here on the board, and it might not still be that that number there, but you can get it, you'll find it. So the other thing is, on the 13th of September, I'm organising an event. It's called Trance Aid. I've spoken to 24 of my colleagues and friends around the world, and for 24 hours, every hour, one of these top hypnotherapists or hypnotists or therapists are going to be doing a presentation. Now, every penny, you can go to Trance Aid, the page, it's simple, it's trance-aid.com. Look at the page, look at the presenters on there. They're from all around the world. It starts at 5 a.m. in the morning in New Zealand, and it ends at 5 a.m. the next day with Inez Simpson in Canada. So throughout the time zones that's going on. But you can go on, and for a donation of £2, which goes directly to Save the Children, you can access all of those presentations. And these people are giving their time for free. And we've already raised £3,000 for Save the Children. And I'd like to think that we can maybe double that by the time the 13th of September comes around. So just have a look at it. I'm not asking you to do anything. Have a look at the page. If you think it's of value and you want to donate, as I said, every penny goes directly to Save the Children. And I'm really proud of the fact that so many people are already donating, and the people that have offered to do the event with me. So have a look at that. So I wish you all the best. Stay well, be happy. If you're interested in what I do, you can find my website, freddijacquin.com. Everything there is about me, there's lots of free stuff on there. Immune system boost, there's an empowerment audio, some other stuff that's on there that you can look at and download for free. If you know someone who smokes, then there's the worldquitsmoking.com. That's a free to quit smoking thing. And you can download the pamphlet, download the audio, and only when you quit smoking, or the person you send it, only when they quit smoking, and only if they want to, they can donate again to Save the Children. None of that money comes to me. It's a free, it's what I call an honesty project. You can download it, you can use it only when you quit, and only if you want to, you can donate to Save the Children. So all those things are going on. Check it out on my website, check out worldquitsmoking.com. And I'll be back doing these every month. So the last Friday of September, I'll be here running one of these for an hour. I want you to use your self-hypnosis tool now. Think about the things you want to change in your life, take yourself into hypnosis, and then make that happen. So once again, thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said, stay well, be safe, and hopefully I'll see you in a month's time, okay? Take care. Bye for now.